Here you see my grenade box with my VTGs, all my blanks in, and I have all the inserts that I need underneath there. And we're going to go over each one of those individually. Here we see all the different types of shells that you can use with the VTG. The only ones I don't have are the .63 or the 10mm, but for our purposes here, this is the ones that I'm going to be using in the States that you can purchase. First insert that you're going to use is the one that comes with your VTG. Insert inside is for 38mm, outside is for a 12 gauge shell. So we're going to start off with the biggest. 12 gauge shell. Simple, fits in there, good to go. And if you notice, the shell that you can buy at Perfect Shot only comes right up below the holes, and there's lots of room for expansion. Different color shells denote what they are. White is more smoke, red is more sound, basically more of a full load, half smoke. This is half load, full smoke. It's just louder sound, more smoke. Included with your VTG is an adapter for 38mm. Now I have two different types here that I can show you. This plastic one was the one I originally bought from Cheaper Than Dirt, and this one goes in here. The only gotcha is that it sticks out a little bit, it expands, but you still can get it out of there pretty easy. Pretty loud, not too bad. We're going to be shooting these all off, so I'll be able to tell. This is a 38 short revolver load from Perfect Shot. It's full load, full smoke. And as you can see, it goes right below there, and it gives a good retort when you use it. Now, big shout out to Paul at Swat-UK for sending these to me. I just wanted to bring that to your attention. All the different inserts. This is for the 9mm pack ammo. Usually pack ammo is relatively cheaper compared to normal blanks that you can buy. Here's an example of a pack ammo, Numerex 50 shells. It was relatively inexpensive. They're denoted by a very small lip on the bottom and usually have a covering on the top. When you would put these in the normal shell, they would fall right through. So you could never use those. You can get around that by doing a slight mod. And what I have here, I don't know if I have any left in here, is I took the shell, here's the normal shell, and I put a C-clip around it so that when I was using it in here, it wouldn't fall through. It does still go off, and it's almost level at the top, and it was actually working out for me. But now with the new pack insert, it's longer, it's got the little hole in the bottom which won't allow the blank to come through, and we're going to test that one to see how we do. Next one up is the what they call the Shotgun Primer 209 size. Now what this has is a smaller hole, but it's got a long deep valley in it. So you put your primer in it, sits in there nice, all the explosion goes out there, should work out pretty well. We're going to be trying a couple of these. Now the next one is a .63. I made a mistake. I do have the .63 offset. What you have is a shorter insert than most of the other ones, but the shell is offset. And that's to use with the 22 Ramset cartridges. It's basically a 22 shell crimped over that they use to fire bolts and screws and nails and stuff into concrete. You can buy them at any Home Depot, Lowe's, do-it-yourself center, relatively inexpensive, and you don't need to go crazy trying to find them. This one goes in here like this, comes right to the top, and the primer will hit the side here on the rim fire and set it off. We're going to be testing these as well. There's all the different shells you can have. Now the only other one that Paul sent me, which I'm going to show you even though I don't have one for it, is a 10mm shell casing. Now You still can use this with the 38. Okay, it's the same size. It's a little loose, flops around there a little bit. The 38 short revolver is real short in there too. So I'm going to look and see if I can find 10 millimeter. I'll ask my friend Dan at Perfect Shot to see if he's got 10 millimeter. But that's the other insert that you can get. That's the complete line of inserts that VTG has. We're going to try each one, firing off at least 2 shells on each one so you can get an idea how they sound. Going to be going outside. It's only like 10 degrees outside, so it's going to be a quick outside test. Okay, we're outside now, and it's a balmy 10 degrees here in northeastern Pennsylvania, so I'm going to probably try to go through these quick. Starting at high to low, we've got the 12 gauge, the pack ammo, 38, the primers, and the ram sets. I have 2 of each, so we're going to be throwing 2 grenades in at one time. I might step off a distance and actually just set them and pull the pin so that they both go off at the same distance, so you can hear the same sound at a certain level at a certain distance. Okay, let's start doing some testing. .12 gauge. This is full load, half smoke. Full load, full smoke. Didn't go off. I heard it pop. Don't let that sit for a while. You can't shoot it off if you don't put the shell in. I tightened it up and didn't put the shell in. I don't know why I did that. Okay, this is half load, full smoke. Okay, this is 9 millimeter pack ammunition with the pack insert. One little note is make sure you turn the top on good so you get a good seal to it and it makes a good explosion. Very loud. I'm not sure, but I think they're equatable to the 12 gauge. Now we're going to do the 38. The first one is going to be the 38 long. We'll see how this one does. In the prime, I guess. We'll let that one go. This is the 38 short. We'll let that one sit for a little bit. Okay, I found it impossible to try to do this with gloves on, so I had to put my gloves on. I was going to set them out there and try to drop them and do all kind of stuff, but I don't know if that's advantageous, pulling a pin, dropping them, and see how it works. We'll see how it works. I'll try and get out there on camera and try it. The line in the pavement is where I'm going to do with this at. Now I know why I quit using these 38 longs. Let you really tighten it up. You don't get a good strike on it because the plastic is so thick on the rim. Try it again. Went off that time. What I'm trying now is that 38 short was stuck in the insert, so what we're going to try is the 10 millimeter insert with the 38 short to see how it fits. Tighten on there. See if there's any difference in sound. I don't think there is. This is the Shotgun Primer 209 insert. Probably about as loud as Thunder B would be. That would be my estimation. Now we're going to have the 22 ram set offset insert. See how these do. let that one sit. Didn't pop. It hit, but it didn't seem to go off. I don't know if it hit the side or whatever. The first one worked good. Now the ram set that didn't go off, there was definitely a mark on the side. I guess it just didn't hit it hard enough. Give it another shot. That went off again. Didn't hit it. Try it in the other BFG just to see if it makes a difference. Work like a champ. I'm going to try one more ram set in the other BFG, see if it works. Okay, trying a different insert, and the .2 ram set in the new VTG. Okay, I think it might have been just the cartridge itself was off a little bit or something. Seems to work good. Let's go over a quick review of the shells. That's why I warm up here. 12 gauge worked great, and as you can see, the red, like I said, was full load, half smoke, and the white is half load, full smoke. I think that's how it works. But you saw the one smoked a lot more. Flawless execution. I like the 12 gauge myself. Never had a problem with them. People know you've hit them when you throw them in a building or something like that. Now, depending on your indoor arena, most of the places I've gone to will not allow that one at all. Next on the line, which was something new, was the 9mm pack. Very loud, very good explosion, no problem. Not a lot of mess. As you can see, the top of the cartridge just a little bit come out, pushed out there, and it worked out great. I didn't have an issue. They fell out of the inserts. Same thing with the 12 gauge. Now, moving on to the 38s. As you can see here, the plastic insert one in the back worked like a champ, but the two metal ones had an issue. Now, this one right here that split got sort of hung up inside the regular 38 shell insert that comes with the VTG. I went to the 10mm insert, which is a little loose for the 38, and I put this one in, and it just filled out, no problem, expanded, and I was able to just slide it right out without a problem. I had a little problem getting this one out. Not a big deal. I was able to use the tool here and just pop it out and the shell come out, but these other two just fell out. I could push them out with my finger. So that was still a good result, pretty loud. The pack is a heck of a lot louder than the 38 in my opinion. Okay, not as loud as the 12 gauge, but pretty much up there. I'd like to get a decimal reading on it and see. Next is the shotgun shell primers, the 209 shotgun primer inserts. Flawless, bang bang, nice loud, retort, but under the decimal range that I think would have a problem. I think this would be an excellent one for someone using this for CQB. You'd have to run it by the field owner and see if he had any problem with using them. I think they're loud enough to get the job done, and whether they call them for a distraction device or they actually call it as a grenade, that would be up to them. Most of these upper ones I think will not be allowed on any indoor fields because they are so loud, and in an enclosed space it might cause some hearing damage. Although according to the decimal readings that I saw on another video on this, the 38 is equatable in sound to a Thunder B. So having a 38 and setting it off, or Thunder B in that particular environment, they're identical. The only thing is with mine, if I use the plastic ones, it's just the sound. If I use these, I've got smoke. That might be an issue in there too, the smoke going off. Moving on to the next one. As you can tell by the video, we had a lot of fails on this one. The older style BFG worked flawlessly. I think maybe it's got a little wider pin coming out. I'm not quite sure. But the two that I put in there went off great. And even the one that wouldn't go off in the VTG, I put back in the BFG and it went off. But I did put a new RAM set in the VTG, went off, and it wasn't a problem. I would say, even though these are the more economical solution and the inserts are a little cheaper than the rest of these inserts, I would actually say that's problematical. It is a louder retort than the shotgun primers that you can see. But cost effective, it probably works out about to be the same cost. So that's all of the inserts. One little note that I would do for everybody is when you put these in, the 38s, what I was talking about before, if you can see how wide this lip is right here compared to a lip on here, which it looks similar in size, but it is a little, it sticks down a little bit more, and you have to give the grenade a little bit extra toss turn. What I was doing, as for an example, so I can show you guys, is when I was putting this in, now you might have something else to do this with. I tighten it hand tight, put this through, and just give it a little bit, holding my thumb on this so it doesn't bend too much. Boom, nice and tight. Okay, now getting it off, you might not be able to get it. Same thing with the, once it explodes, put your thumb on it and you can break it loose and then take it off. So this loading tool from blank firing grenades is actually also good for pushing out the shells and tightening it up. Comes with a carabine. It's awesome grenade, awesome inserts, job well done. And again, special thanks to Paul at Swat-UK for sending me out the inserts so I could test. I hope you enjoyed the video and have a good day.